Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today we're going to try and fix up this little coffee machine, an espresso machine, NESPRESSO. So I bought it off eBay and I got it for £26 in total, so £20 for the item and £6 postage. And I really like the write-up on it. So it just says here, NESPRESSO ESSENZA mini coffee machine, not working or parts only. Hardly used, is kept for visitors only. However, for some reason water stopped coming through. Have heard that these machines are prone to airlocks. Someone with some knowledge of fixing coffee machines may be able to resolve the problem. And it's in excellent condition with it, which it is. Now, obviously, I am not that person with knowledge, but I'm willing to give it a really good go. Well, I'm really looking forward to doing this one. So we're obviously unplugged at the moment. Let's get rid of that and get rid of that because we don't need them. And I suppose what we need to work out is, first of all, does water come out of the bottom of this? Because if water's not coming out of this, then it's not going to work, is it? So how does this work? Okay, yep, you just push it up and water comes flying down, and you can see there's a little red, we probably can't see, there's a red O-ring there. So 100% water's definitely coming out of this thing. So what I'm thinking is, it's definitely heating up because I felt heat in here. So it looks like there's going to be a problem with possibly maybe a pump. Maybe the pump's not pumping it through, or maybe it is scaled up. But I can see a couple of screws at the bottom here. So let's undo them and see what comes out. Now, while I'm undoing them, let's give a shout out to the My Mate Vince Massive. They're the ones that sponsor these Trying to Fix videos. And this month, the members are... Oh, hold on. Oh, that's a Torx bit. Security bit, I think, as well. Yeah, so we need a T10. A Torx 10 to undo them. So the members of the Massive this month are Operational 117, KitDigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Having Fun Repairs, Ellensburg Amplifier Repair and Service, Will Michaelis, Chris Seal, the My Mate Vince Fan Club, Dorian from Hoover Lux Restorations, Dr. Restoration, Mr. Directory, MediaSteamer.com, Jaw Emotive Garage, and Rob Hughes. Now I'm wondering if there's also... Hold on, is that going to come out? Yeah, I think it slides upwards. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it does. It just kind of a bit of force lifts that up. Excellent. Right, so here we have it here. Actually quite a few marks in here. Yeah, kind of look like burn marks. Well, I suppose it does get very hot in here, so any bit of dust that goes down in there will get caught. Right now, obviously it goes without saying that I'm unplugged because we do have 240 volts going in here. It's fancy. So, where do I need to start looking? This is interesting, this one. So the mains goes in here, but the water also goes in here as well. How do I take this apart further? So the element's definitely not failed because I can feel still quite a bit of heat here. So it's the pump. Would that be the pump there maybe? Yeah, we've got the first bit unclipped. Right, so there's like a rubber seal there. And there must be a pipe in this, yeah, there you go, that's a black pipe there, rubber pipe there. I really need to get this back bit off. If you have a look, can you see there's little clips here? So there's just clips all the way around, but they're quite hard to undo. There we go. Let's do the same on that side. and one at the top. Excellent. Right, that comes off now, and that gives us access to this thing here. I presume that is going to be, would that be the pump? And yeah, with pumps, if they're completely dry, I don't know if they can suck the water through once they're dry. I think you need water in there to begin with. So rather than messing with this, would it not make sense to put some water in here and blow? In fact, does that come off there? If I could take that pipe out, I could just fill it with water, because gravity is not going to pull that through. But if I blow it, then it will go through, won't it? Do you know what I mean? Let me just see what happens. I'm just going to blow into this bit. No. No, I can't blow through there. But what I could do is, see this one here, this pipe here. If I was to, let's see if I can blow into this one. No, I can't, but I wonder now if I was to... If I was to fill that with water, would that be enough to work its way into here and then kick-start it, I wonder? Really, I need a kind of syringe. Actually, that's the thing with the power on there. Is that the little pump at the bottom? That's got the power connector going into it. Right, I've managed to just pop that little pump out there. So, can we maybe see what's going on? The weird mark on it there. No, that's not corrosion. Well, that's interesting. Look at that. There's no contacts. So is that working by some sort of inductance or something? Listen. Just blowing into that one. Okay. So water goes in there and comes out the top. And if you suck into this one, it does the same thing. Yeah, that's not blocked. So I don't think we need to worry about that. Because it's all clipped together, it's incredibly difficult to take apart, and I know clips will break in the process. So I've noticed that there's already a loose clip here. Right, it's coming, so it's just a clip here and a clip here, and you have to release the clip on here and wherever it was here as well. Here we go. That's incredibly tight. Let's see, will that loosen up? Yeah, there we go. That loosens it up a bit by putting the lever up. Another little screw here. There we go. Right, I can't take those off because they're crimped. It's a little bit awkward. So this will definitely have the mains voltage going into it, the element here. So there's not a problem with that because that is really hot, still red hot. The problem is the water's not getting pumped into that. So this here, or that bottom thing, must be a pump. So little room to work in. Here we go. going to try to release this thing here. No, that doesn't want to come out and I don't want to force it. The only thing I can see there is whether you bend it all the way around and then slot it out the top. It just looks so perfect. I don't know if it's been bent at the factory or just slotted in. There is 2 screws here. Maybe I can undo this, take it out. Might be able to see scale or something built up in that. Actually says what it is there. Maybe I could look that up and that would tell me. EN4FM. Maybe that gives it away there. Is that what would that be? 1 litre per 1.5 minutes? Hold on a minute, think about it. That bottom one isn't going to be a pump. It must be some sort of sensor. Because how's it getting its power to turn? Unless it is, like I said at the beginning, some sort of inductance, which is spinning magnets. This must be the pump, and the other thing must detect water flow and then shut off if that's not spinning, because that will only spin when there's water in there. Because this is going to be dragging water through, isn't it? So that thing there, I think, is just some sort of sensor to say when the water's flowing or not. I think. Yay. Here we go. Now, will that come out? Please come out. No. To be honest, I didn't actually think it'd be this this hard. Thought it'd be fixed by now, but it's more interesting than I thought. Here we go. Now, what have we got going on in here? So again, still hot. That's coming down from, where's that coming from? Is that the main board? Yeah, I might have to have a look in that main board. And we got a component there. I don't know what that component is. Would that be some sort of startup capacitor or something? Well, it all looks perfect. I know I need to put the screws back in there. Let's have a look at the main board here. Annoyingly, I can't really well, actually, I can test this, can't I? Because it's going to be a motor. So I can test it for ohms. See if it's open. Uh-oh. Let's suggest it's open. Right, so that's joined to that one. Right, it's not giving me any reading. Would it be a capacitor? Would it be likely that that would fail? I mean, how much use has this thing had? I think I'm going to look up the model number of this online and see what it says. Okay, I looked up these pumps online. You can buy them, but there's also various people saying you can take them apart to repair them. Oh! Right, okay, so that goes there. It all looks very clean. Little O-ring in there. But I've just manhandled that out of there because I want to get this part out so I can fully see what's going on with it. So I don't know if there was a technique to doing that or not, but I couldn't work it out myself. Okay, I think I've got it back together, but this thing looks perfect. I can't see anything wrong with it at all. So what have we got? We have got this. Now, that's on a spring. And with pressure, that will get pushed into here. Yeah, and it can't go any further than that there. Now, this one here does actually come out. So look, if I get my nail in here. There. And that is on a little spring there. Yeah. So that will stop it from going that way, but allow it to go that way there. Then this is on a spring here, and this goes into here, and there's a little kind of what looks like an O-ring built in just there. Yeah. So that's going to go there. That goes there. There's already an O-ring seal in here. Everything just looks immaculate. And that's going to go there like that, yeah? So when it all goes in together, it goes like that, and I suppose the pressure stops that. Seems to need a huge amount of pressure though. And that goes in there and twists. And then that goes on the end there, which then seals into this bit here where you had to have this horrible connector that I didn't quite understand how it works. I thought it would have just clipped in and clipped out, but it was bent around over the sides again. And that basically grips onto it here to stop it from pulling out. Yeah, you can see there. Right, I can't find anything wrong with it at all. And then this goes on here, this goes on here, and this goes on here. So let's pop this back together. But you could see how it could get furred up and scaled up in here after a lot of use. Well, I've been looking at this thing here. Now I was wondering if it's some sort of diode or capacitor to help it start smoothly, but it's not. I've looked up the markings on it and it's RYD 104, 250 volts, 10 amps. It's a thermal fuse and it's there for safety. It cuts off when heated. Now, as far as I know, most of them do not reset themselves. So why this has failed, I don't know. But if you look at my multimeter, you can see when I touch the leads together, it reads less than 1 ohm. And yet when I go across here, it's completely open. Yeah. So this one goes to here. And what was it now? There is a read in between here and here. But there's no read in between here and here because there's no read in between here and here. Yeah, so I think this is gone. Now, why is this heated up? Maybe this is heated up because this has got incredibly hot, because maybe no water was flowing through it or something, I don't know. Or maybe it's just failed. Maybe they do fail. Now, I haven't got any thermal fuses. I will buy one, they're not expensive, but I kind of want to know if it's working or not. So what I'm wondering is just purely to see if it makes a noise. I wouldn't even put any water near this, but just to see if it makes a noise. I'm tempted just to put a 13 amp. You know, this is like a fuse we have in the UK, 240 volts, 13 amp. Sorry, 3 amp. I'm tempted to put that across here just to see whether it makes a sound or not. And then if it does, then I know that I can just buy one of these off eBay. I'm just not 100% sure what would have caused it. Everything looks immaculate in here. So what would, what would have caused this to blow? And obviously when I'm doing this, I won't be actually near. I'll plug it in from a distance and then I can unplug it from a distance as well. Let's just bend that into place. Obviously do not copy what you see in these videos. I'll say it again, this is a complete and utter bodge job. I'm just doing it just to see if that makes any sort of vibration whatsoever, any kind of hum. So now I'm just going to get this back together, and then I'll start filming once it's back together and ready to be tested. All right, here we go. So I'm going to make sure I'm well clear of this. Now I'll say it again, please do not ever copy this. So I can still get to the buttons up here because I'm going to need to just press them just to see if that's going to do anything. So yeah, right, let's go. I'm going to plug it in. Okay, I've plugged in. There's no bang just yet. Now I'm going to turn it on from the buttons up here, and yeah, they're lit up. They're flashing. Right, they've stopped flashing, so I'm going to press it, and then I'm going to move straight over to the plug so I can get ready to unplug it straight away. Here goes. There we go. Fantastic. I've unplugged it straight away. Hopefully you've seen it vibrate there. So 100% now we know that the fuse, I'm unplugged. We know that the thermal fuse is gone. There we go. Yes, brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Now, why that's gone, I don't know. I'm hoping it's just a natural failure, maybe a bit of a defect from new. Now, the fuse that's on there at the moment is this one here, and it's down as RYD 104. So the 104 is this one here, and you can see that the operating temperature is 104, the holding temperature is 84, and the what's the TM? I think that means the max, when it goes to that or something, it can hold there without continuity for so long or something. But basically, these are the ones that I'm looking at here. So that's the operating temperature, and that one there, 104 and 84. And if I go to CPC, I found one which looks to be the same. So if you look at this one here, we've got the 104, which is the functioning temperature, and the holding temperature is 79. So that's slightly less because the holding temperature of the one in there at the moment is 84. But I suppose that's only going to be make it slightly safer. So I can't see there being any issue with that whatsoever. And it's from CPC, so it's going to be a reputable one. And you can see it there. I'll look at the data sheet in a minute. And it's a 5-pack. That's the item number there. It's a 5-pack, and it is only $2.99 for 5 of them, so that will be including that. So I'm going to order them up now, and hopefully they will be here quite shortly. Forgot to mention, obviously, it's 10 amp and 250 volts. So we've got 10 amp there, and if you have a look here, we've got VAC 250 volts. So the items have arrived. Let's just double check that there is continuity through one of them. There we go. I wonder how many of these have been thrown away worldwide, or people changing out the pumps when it's not the pumps, it's the little thermal fuse down here. Right, okay, let's zoom in and make sure that it says 104 on it. Yeah, there you go, 104. So I'm going to get this fitted. I presume it needs to go the same way as this one. I know with a fuse it normally doesn't matter. It's just that there is a bit of a cone to one side, so I'm going to fit it the same way as this one. And if you look closely, it looks like not only has it been soldered, but it looks like it's been clamped around. So, oh, do you know what? Actually, it hasn't been soldered, has it? It has just been clamped around now that I look at it closely. But I'm gonna solder it on there as well as clamp it. Now this bit took me a lot longer than I thought it would, because although they're not soldered on, I'm not sure if they might be slightly spot welded or something, because it doesn't seem to want to unclamp from it. So eventually I do manage to sort of get them out by heating them up and sort of breaking them. But when I put the new one in, I didn't really use my brain, and I'm sure I'm not the first one to make this mistake. So I put it all in and I had to solder them. And then when I soldered it up, I was all happy and proud until we do this part of the video. I don't believe it. Think about it. My soldering iron is at like over 400 degrees Celsius. And of course, what's going to happen? I didn't think about that at all. So it has to be clamped. That's the reason it's clamped. I didn't use my brain there, did I? It's gone again. So how am I going to do this now? Right, I'm going to have to unsolder it and think of a way to do this. So as you can see, an easy mistake to make when you're a noob like me. Makes a lot of sense after the event, but that didn't even enter my head before. So anyway, this time I've got to think about it more how I'm doing it, and I kind of do it where it's wrapped around more. So in a way, it's kind of like my own version of clamping it on. And then I'm using the pliers here to draw the heat away from the thermal fuse, and I'm just tapping it with the soldering iron at a very high heat very, very quickly to just try to get some solder in there so it doesn't vibrate loose. Right, you can see that I've got a nice lump of solder in there, so I don't think that's going to go anywhere, as well as that I have wrapped it through. Yeah, so it's kind of clamped anyway. This one is actually the weaker side, because although I put the clamp over, the clamp isn't really gripping it. It's just kind of resting on top of it, because this one needs to be all the way down here. But I can't put it in here because I think the remains of the other one might still be in there. Anyway, that's not going to go anywhere. Even with all the vibrations, that's not going to go anywhere. Right, now let's get this back together. Now I'm not going to show you it because it's going to take me ages. It is just a reversal of what I did before, but it's going to be quite fiddly. Well, I'm just in the process of putting this jigsaw back together, and all I can say is it is a knuckle scraper. Oh, it's so fiddly. Well, anyway, it's fiddly for me because it's the first time I've done it. I'm sure if you do 10, 20 of these, then you'll probably know your way around them, no problem. But it's not the easiest thing to work on, that's for sure. Now, remember this kind of clip thing that I couldn't work out what's going on? Well, I've managed to get it back in, and the idea is you're supposed to fold it back over. Now, I'm pretty sure what you're supposed to do to begin with is pull it apart. I was trying to pull it apart, but maybe if you did it with pliers like this in either side and pull it apart, then I think you would be able to slide that bit out there. But anyway, I've got it back in. It's loose, but look, although it's loose here, it's not going to go anywhere because it's looped around this side here. You see that bit there? So it can't actually go anywhere. I am going to try to make these go in more, but as well as that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a cable tie around this area here and this side of the clip here to make it all, if that clip does then fail, you see, what I'm thinking is if I was to do that, then that's not going to go anywhere. Then I'm not going to do it too tight, but look, it can't pull out now anyway because of the cable tie and the clamp. So not ideal, but it should work. Right, so I'm nearly there now. I just need to place this back into this area here, put this top thing back on, plug the cables back in, and then we can test it. Right, that's all back together now. Luckily, I had the video of how it came apart. So this bit here, I forgot about this plastic bit that covers up the little thermal fuse. So yeah, that's it. It's actually gone back together properly, and it looks nice and secure and everything. So I think it's going to be just fine. Right, let's pop this cover back on and do up these two screws. That's nice and secure around the back, and that's clipped in around the front, and that still works. Right, let's fill up with water again and see what it does this time. Right, here goes. Wish me luck. So that's in there. Let's put the glass there and plug it in. Okay, right, it hasn't gone bang so far. Let's turn it on by hitting one of the buttons. Okay, right, they've gone steady now, so I think that means it's ready to go. So I'm just going to do a small cup. I can hear the pump. Come on. Yes, there's water coming out. Brilliant. And it's warm. I can see the steam. Some weird marks in there. Ooh. Right, let's see. Yes, that's warm. Not warm, it's hot. Fantastic. I'm going to empty this water out, let it go through a few cycles because I don't know how long that's been there. What I might do as well, I think I might put some white vinegar through it because that's going to also descale it along the way. And I'm going to get myself some capsules, but yeah, I'm well happy with that. So I've just got back from the supermarket. I've got myself a little selection because I don't really know what's what. Hopefully out of the 3 of them I might like one of them. Maybe I will like all of them. Maybe I will become addicted because at this moment in time I don't really drink much coffee. Coffee's probably not going to be the best for me with my soldering, with my shaking all over the place. So if you see the shakes a lot worse in months to come, you know the reason why. Now it took me a good 10 minutes before I could drive home because I was having heart palpitations over the price of these things. They seem very wasteful and they seem very expensive from an outsider's point of view for somebody that's not into their coffee. But we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to go for the Starbucks one, the house blend. So let's pop it in here. Is that it? Yes, I believe it is. Okay, I'm going to go for a lungo. Let's see what it does now. I think it's just heating up again. Okay, here we go. Hopefully it will come out brown. Yay! Ooh, fancy. Oh, it is looking nice. I think I'm already won over. I've gone from being a hater to a lover. Oh, look at that. It's like a Guinness. Oh, that's looking good. Woo. I'm going to get every drop out given the price of it. Now, I believe you have to add a bit of milk. Maybe I should have added... Would it have been better to add the milk to begin with? Because then it would have all got mixed in properly, wouldn't it? It smells nice. Don't know how much milk to add. Looking good. Here goes. Ooh, ooh, strong. Well, oh, it's full of flavour, I'll give it that. Yeah, that is nice, you know. I'm going to add a bit more milk. Also, it's drinkable straight away. It's not, you know, when you normally make a cup of coffee, you can need a little bit of time to cool. They seem to have got the temperature just right so you can drink it straight away. Yeah, I've made that a bit cold now, if I'm honest with you. Let me just down it. Just going to go do some soldering. Only joking. Yeah, look. It's full of flavour, it tastes good, but the main thing is, was the Fix It video any good? Yes, I enjoyed it. I liked the fact of fault finding what that was, and I've learnt a little bit about a thermal fuse, so that's all fantastic. I will see you very shortly in another Trying to Fix video. Take care, everyone.